If betrayal had a face, it would be wearing my best friend's lipstick and my husband's hoodie. I wish I were exaggerating. I wish this was one of those stories you hear from someone else, shake your head at, and think, thank God that's not me. But it is me. It's my life. And the worst part? I saw it coming. I just didn't want to believe it. Lena and I had been best friends since high school, inseparable through every breakup, every milestone, every bad haircut. When Ethan and I got married, she was my maid of honor. She helped me pick out the dress, planned the bachelorette weekend, and toasted us at the wedding like she believed in forever. And maybe she did, just not my forever. Things started to feel off about 3 months ago. Ethan suddenly had a new gym routine that required late night sessions and early morning protein shakes. Lena, who had always been more into wine than wellness, started talking about getting fit and somehow ended up on the same schedule as my husband. At first, I joked about it, called them my fit squad, laughed when they posted stories from the same smoothie bar. But it started to feel tight, intimate, like an inside joke I wasn't part of anymore. One night, I noticed Ethan's phone lighting up past midnight. It was a message from Lena. Can't stop thinking about earlier. I froze. My brain tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was about a show or some dumb meme, but that gut deep, bone hollow feeling told me the truth. I didn't say anything right away. I wanted to be wrong. I wanted proof. I needed to see it. So I waited. I watched, and the cracks kept widening. The next time Lena came over for drinks, she laughed too hard at Ethan's jokes, sat too close on the couch, and looked at him like he was the punchline she wanted to swallow whole. I should have kicked them both out that night, but instead I smiled. I poured another glass, and inside, something in me shattered, because the woman I trusted most and the man I loved were lying to my face. After that night, something inside me switched. I stopped giving Ethan the benefit of the doubt. I stopped laughing off Lena's flirty comments. Instead, I paid attention to everything. The way he locked his phone before walking into a room. The way Lena texted me less, but posted him more. The gym selfies, the inside jokes. The way they acted like they had this little world they didn't want me in. It was around that time that Lena started calling me babe, like she was trying to mirror the way Ethan talked to me. She even started borrowing my clothes again, like she used to in college, except now it felt invasive, like she wasn't just trying to be my best friend anymore. She was trying to be me. One morning, while Ethan was in the shower, his phone buzzed. I didn't hesitate. I picked it up. No password, just luck. Or maybe he was that arrogant. I scrolled through the messages, my heart thudding in my chest. And there it was. Lena, last night was risky. I still smell like you. Ethan, worth it. I couldn't stop thinking about you in her robe. Her robe, my robe. The one I wore every Sunday morning, drinking coffee in the kitchen while she sat across from me like nothing was happening. I felt sick. I didn't cry. I couldn't. It was like I'd slipped out of my body and was watching someone else's life implode. Later that day, I invited Lena over, told her we hadn't hung out in forever, told her Ethan would be working late. She showed up with wine and that same fake laugh. I watched her the whole night, how she walked around my house like it was hers, how comfortable she was in my kitchen, opening cabinets without asking. Halfway through her second glass, I asked, "Are you sleeping with Ethan?" She froze, blinked, the glass halfway to her lips. "What? Are you sleeping with my husband?" I said again, calmly, like I was asking about the weather. Her mouth opened and closed like she'd forgotten how to breathe. Sarah, no, of course not. What the hell? I slid my phone across the table, opened the messages, watched her face go pale. Explain it, I said. Lie to me again. I dare you. She didn't. She just started crying, whispering things like, "It wasn't supposed to happen," and "He said you didn't love him like you used to." Like that made it better. Like stabbing me in the heart was somehow more forgivable because it was romantic. I stood up, my voice sharp as glass. "Get out of my house." She begged, apologized, tried to grab my arm. I pulled away like she was poison, because she was. The girl who once braided my hair before prom had now burned my entire life down, and I wasn't done with either of them. After Lena left, the silence in my house felt deafening. I sat there alone at the kitchen table for what felt like hours, the screen of my phone still lit up with their messages, proof of the betrayal I never wanted to believe. The same house where we hosted birthdays, watched movies, made stupid TikToks. Now it felt like a set, like I'd been cast as the fool in a play everyone else had already read the script for. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't cry either. Not yet. I was past that. My brain had shifted into something colder, sharper. The truth was finally out, and the only question left was, what now? The next morning, Ethan walked into the kitchen like nothing had happened, shirtless, smiling, scratching his head like the world hadn't just imploded under my feet. "Morning, babe," he said, grabbing the orange juice. "Want me to make eggs?" I didn't even look at him. "How long have you been sleeping with Lena?" He froze. I could almost hear the gears turning in his head. The casual mask dropped. What are you talking about?" I slid the phone toward him like I was serving the final course of his own undoing. "You left your messages open. I read everything." His face went slack, then defensive. "It didn't mean anything. It was a mistake, a stupid, impulsive, repeated mistake," I cut in. "You didn't just cheat. You chose her, over and over again, in my house, while I was still wearing the robe you let her I couldn't even finish the sentence. He tried the usual script. "You've been distant." "She came on to me. It just happened." But I wasn't playing the forgiving wife anymore. That version of me had died somewhere between the first lie and Lena's fake-ass wine night. "I want you out," I said, my voice steady. "Today." That hit him. "What? Sarah, come on. We can work through this." "No," I said. "You two can work through that, but not in my house, not in my life." He stood there stunned, like he genuinely thought I was going to let this slide, that I'd cry, scream, throw something, and then forgive him. That was the woman he was used to. But I wasn't her anymore. I called a locksmith that afternoon, canceled the gym membership he signed up for us, took the robe and everything she touched and threw it in a trash bag. I didn't tell my family yet. I didn't have the words. I didn't want pity. What I wanted was peace, a reset, a life where I didn't have to second guess every smile or wonder if the woman laughing in my living room was waiting for me to leave the room. That night, I messaged Lena one last time. I didn't curse her. I didn't scream. I wrote, "You can have him. Just know, you lost a sister to gain a liar." And then I blocked her, permanently. 3 weeks. That's how long it took me to go from heartbroken wife to woman on a mission. I gave myself permission to fall apart. Once. I sobbed in the shower, screamed into a pillow, and listened to sad playlists until my ears rang. But after that night, I wiped my tears, looked in the mirror, and said out loud, "You're done begging people to respect you. Now you make them regret ever losing you." Ethan tried texting me, calling, showing up at work with flowers like a walking cliche. "Let's talk. I messed up. I love you." I ignored every single one. Meanwhile, Lena had the audacity to tag him in gym selfies again, like she'd won some prize. So I posted a little something myself, a throwback photo of Ethan and me, arm in arm at our engagement party. Caption, "Crazy how the people who say I'd never hurt you are always the first in line to prove it. New beginnings. Within hours, people were texting me, old friends, co-workers, even his sister. Turns out Ethan's behavior didn't surprise many. And Lena, apparently I wasn't the first friend she'd gotten cozy with behind the scenes. That weekend, I did what I should have done long ago. I threw a party, not a pity party, not a divorce wallow, a reclamation night, new hair, new dress, new me. I invited only people who loved me, really loved me, not out of convenience or jealousy or ego, but because I deserved better than fake friendships and half-loved husbands. Ethan showed up near the end. Big mistake. He stood outside the gate like a sad puppy, watching through the fence. I walked out, drink in hand, heels clicking like a countdown. "You look different," he said. I smiled. "That's what healing looks like." Then I leaned in just enough to make sure he heard me over the music. "By the way, you left your watch. I gave it to Goodwill." His face dropped. I turned and walked back inside, the laughter from my real friends drowning out the sound of him finally realizing what he'd lost. As for Lena, I heard they didn't last long. I didn't even need to watch it unfold. I knew how that story ended. He cheated on me with my best friend. She betrayed me for my husband. And I walked away from both of them and built something better, with me at the center, not broken, not bitter, just done and thriving.